Hello fans! Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will dive deep into the explosive drama unfolding in Port Charles as a dangerous fire at Charlie's pub threatens the life of Kristina Davis during the week of June 30th. This catastrophic event is set to shake the foundations of the Corinthos family, with dark forces at play and a notorious villain likely pulling the strings. Buckle up as we explore this heart-pounding storyline with fresh details, intricate theories, and an in-depth look at the perilous world surrounding Sonny Corinthos and his loved ones. From hidden motives to past traumas, we'll uncover every angle of this fiery disaster and its ripple effects on the residents of Port Charles. The week begins with an inferno that engulfs Charlie's pub, a beloved local haunt, and a roaring blaze that sends shockwaves through the community. According to our latest intel, all signs point to the ruthless Jen Sidwell as the mastermind behind this act of arson. Sidwell, a cunning and cold-hearted adversary, has been lurking in the shadows with a vendetta against Sonny Corinthos, the town's most powerful mob boss. After Sonny staunchly refused to hand over control of his peers, a strategic asset in Port Charles, Sidwell's rage reached a boiling point. Our sources suggest that on the evening of June 27th, Sidwell was spotted poring over surveillance images of Sonny's family, his mind already plotting a sinister form of retaliation. With a calculated move, he appears to have chosen Charlie's pub as the stage for his deadly message, knowing it's a place frequented by Sonny's inner circle. This isn't just an attack on property, it's a personal strike meant to instill fear and force Sonny into submission. We've heard whispers that Sidwell employed a shadowy operative to shatter a window under the cover of night, dousing the interior with accelerant before igniting the flames. The sheer audacity of this act speaks volumes about Sidwell's determination to dominate Port Charles, no matter the cost. As the fire rages, tragedy looms on the horizon for Kristina Davis, who, by a cruel twist of fate, may find herself inside the pub at the exact moment disaster strikes. Our speculation points to Kristina stopping by for a quiet drink or to meet a friend, unaware of the danger brewing around her. The image of Kristina trapped amidst the suffocating smoke and collapsing beams is enough to send chills down anyone's spine. The fire spreads with terrifying speed, turning the cozy establishment into a death trap within minutes. For Sonny and Kristina's loved ones, the realization that she's caught in this fiery nightmare will unleash a wave of panic and despair. Imagine the heart-wrenching moment when Sonny learns his daughter is in mortal danger, his worst fears as a father colliding with the brutal reality of his criminal life. We've also uncovered a chilling detail. Sidwell may have orchestrated this attack with precise timing, knowing Kristina's routine through his extensive surveillance. If true, this adds a layer of malice to an already horrifying plot, proving that no member of Sonny's family is beyond Sidwell's reach. As long as this dangerous antagonist remains in Port Charles, every Corinthos is a potential target, their lives hanging by a thread. In the aftermath of the inferno, Sonny's fury will know no bounds as he swears to exact revenge on the person responsible for endangering his daughter. It won't take long for the seasoned mobster to piece together the clues, perhaps a telltale signature left at the scene or a whispered rumor from the underworld pointing straight to Sidwell. Our insights suggest Sonny will summon his most trusted allies, including Jason Morgan, to strategize a counterattack that could turn the streets of Port Charles into a battleground. However, this quest for vengeance comes with a heavy burden. Will Kristina emerge from the blaze unscathed, or will she bear physical and emotional scars from this harrowing ordeal? We fear she might suffer severe injuries, perhaps smoke inhalation or burns that could land her in General Hospital's ICU, fighting for her life. The tension surrounding her condition will keep viewers on edge, wondering if this incident will push Sonny to finally reconsider the dangerous path he's walked for decades. Adding to the stakes, local gossip hints at a heroic bystander, possibly a new character in town, who risks everything to pull Kristina from the flames. This mysterious figure could become a pivotal player in the unfolding drama, either as a friend or a foe with hidden motives. This isn't the first time Sonny's world of crime has dragged his children into life-threatening situations, and sadly, it likely won't be the last. The Corinthos family history is littered with heart-wrenching incidents tied to Sonny's enemies seeking retribution. Take Michael Corinthos, for instance, who as a young boy was caught in the crossfire of an assassination attempt on his father. A bullet meant for Sonny struck Michael instead, plunging him into a coma that left his family reeling for months. Years later, Michael faced another brush with death when a bomb detonated at Sonny's penthouse, leaving him with horrific burns. He was airlifted to a specialized clinic in Germany, where cutting-edge treatments and sheer willpower brought him back from the brink. Our sources believe Sidwell may have been behind that explosion as well, testing Sonny's limits long before the Charlie's Pub incident. Then there's Kristina herself, who has endured her own share of terror. As a child, she was snatched by the ruthless Faith Roscoe alongside her brothers, Michael and the late Morgan Corinthos, in a chilling abduction that scarred them all. Later, her involvement with Johnny Zakar, a rival family member, incited a car bomb explosion that nearly claimed her life, orchestrated by someone furious over her romantic entanglement. Even Sonny's son Morgan met a tragic end in a car bomb intended for another mob figure, Julian Jerome. Though Olivia Jerome planted that device, the incident remains a brutal reminder of the ever-present violence surrounding Sonny's existence. Each of these events paints a grim picture of a family perpetually under siege, their lives shaped by the choices Sonny made in the name of power. Amidst this chaos, Jason Morgan has long been a voice of reason, urging Sonny to sever ties with the criminal underworld before more loved ones are lost. Our analysis suggests that the fire at Charlie's Pub will serve as a brutal wake-up call, potentially pushing Sonny closer to heeding Jason's warnings. Picture the two men standing amidst the charred remains of the pub, the acrid smell of smoke still lingering in the air. As Jason pleads for a different future where Kristina and the rest of the family can live without constant fear. We've learned of a rumored plan where Jason might propose a daring exit strategy, possibly involving faking Sonny's death to throw Sidwell off the trail. While this seems far-fetched, it underscores the desperation to protect what remains of the Corinthos legacy. However, old habits die hard, and Sonny's thirst for control could overshadow any thoughts of retreat, especially with Kristina's safety hanging in the balance. Will this latest tragedy finally break the cycle of violence, or will it only deepen Sonny's resolve to crush his enemies at any cost? As the fire at Charlie's Pub blazes into the annals of General Hospital history, its impact will reverberate far beyond the physical destruction. This catastrophic event is poised to be a turning point for Kristina, Sonny, and the entire Port Charles community, forcing them to confront the deadly consequences of a life steeped in crime. We anticipate that Kristina's brush with death will ignite fierce debates among fans. Should Sonny step away from the mob for good, or is his role as a protector too ingrained to abandon? There's also buzz about a potential investigation by the Port Charles PD, with Detective Harrison Chase possibly uncovering evidence that links Sidwell to the arson. Such a development could introduce new alliances and betrayals, further complicating the already tangled web of loyalties in town. For now, one thing is certain, the flames at Charlie's Pub have lit a fuse that will detonate in ways no one can predict, leaving viewers glued to their screens for every twist and turn. Next, we will uncover the brewing storm in Port Charles as whispers of an astonishing alliance between Nina Reeves and Michael Corinthos emerge. Bound by a mutual desire to bring down the conniving Drew Quartermain, this unexpected partnership promises high-stakes drama, simmering tensions, and a potential reshaping of family dynamics. Join us as we delve into this captivating storyline, weaving in fresh details, inventive twists, and a deep exploration of the motives and histories driving these complex characters. Prepare for a roller coaster of emotions as we dissect every layer of this uneasy truce and predict the potential fallout in the ever-turbulent world of General Hospital. The rumor mill in Port Charles is buzzing with talk of an unprecedented collaboration between two unlikely alias. Nina Reeves and Michael Corinthos have historically been at each other's throats. Their shared target, the manipulative Drew Quartermain, whose underhanded tactics have left a trail of pain and betrayal in their lives. Drew's recent actions have pushed both Nina and Michael past their breaking points, with lies about Michael's supposed rejection of Willow Corinthos during his time in Germany for burn treatment, and cruel fabrications told to young wily Corinthos about abandonment tearing at their hearts. Our sources hint that Drew's machinations go even deeper, possibly involving doctored medical records from Michael's recovery to discredit him further. This alliance isn't just about revenge, it's a desperate bid to protect their loved ones. Michelle fighting tooth and nail for custody of Amelia and Wiley, and Nina yearning to shield Willow from Drew's suffocating influence. Their coming together feels like a powder keg waiting to explode, given their rocky past. But the question looms, can this fragile pact withstand the weight of old grudges? Or will it ignite a firestorm of its own? At the heart of this alliance lies a mutual revulsion for Drew's calculated schemes, which have sown discord in their families with ruthless precision. Nina, still wrestling with the shame of a past fling with Drew, sees this partnership as a twisted path to redemption, a way to atone for her missteps by dismantling the man who exploited her vulnerabilities. Our intel suggests she might even possess incriminating correspondence from Drew during their affair, hidden away as a safeguard, which could become a crucial weapon in their arsenal. Meanwhile, Michael, seething from Drew's betrayal and the emotional scars left on Wiley, is driven by a fierce protective instinct. We've heard whispers that Michael has been digging into Drew's overseas dealings, possibly uncovering shady financial transactions tied to the burn clinic in Germany that treated him, a revelation that could blow Drew's facade wide open. If they combine Nina's personal insights with Michael's relentless pursuit of truth, their joint effort might just expose the full extent of Drew's duplicity. However, their mutual distrust, rooted in years of conflict, could sabotage their plans at any moment, leaving them vulnerable to Drew's inevitable retaliation. Drew's hold over Willow, reinforced by their engagement and his manipulative promises to restore her visitation rights, is starting to crack under the weight of his mounting secrets. Our speculation points to a pivotal moment where Nina, in a raw and desperate bid for forgiveness, confesses the truth about her fling with Drew to Willow, hoping to shatter the illusion of his loyalty. This bombshell could fracture Willow's trust in Drew irreparably, especially if paired with Michael's evidence of how Drew poisoned Wiley's mind with lies about abandonment. We've uncovered a tantalizing rumor that their combined efforts might also unearth a scandal involving Drew's so-called Esplanade deal, a supposed urban development project that may be a front for laundering money or worse. Such a discovery could draw the attention of Mayor Laura Collins, whose commitment to cleaning up Port Charles might turn Drew into a prime target for investigation. Yet, Drew is no fool, is likely already sniffing out their plot. Our sources warn that he might counterattack by dredging up Nina's notorious past schemes, like her role in the Nell Benson debacle, or by challenging Michael's custody victory with fabricated claims of instability. The chessboard is set, but who will make the winning move? The history between Nina and Michael adds a volatile layer to this alliance, making it a high-stakes gamble that could either topple Drew or implode spectacularly. Nina's past actions have inflicted deep wounds on Michael's family, from her role in concealing Nell's identity to the chaos that followed, creating a chasm of resentment that's hard to bridge. Yet, our insights suggest a poignant undercurrent. Nina's longing for connection with Willow might push her to prove her worth through this partnership, even if her methods remain messy and self-serving. Michael, on the other hand, is fueled by a blend of righteous anger and a need to safeguard his children, but aligning with Nina could test his moral boundaries. We've learned of a potential secret meeting at the Metro Court, where they lay out their terms over hushed tones and wary glances, each testing the other's commitment. If they succeed, Drew's downfall could liberate Willow from his toxic grip and mend fractured family ties, perhaps even opening the door for Nina to rebuild trust. But a single misstep, a leaked plan, or a heated argument could shatter their fragile bond, allowing Drew to slip through their fingers unscathed and more dangerous than ever. What makes this storyline even more gripping is the shadow of past alliances in Port Charles that have crumbled under similar pressures, serving as a cautionary tale for Nina and Michael. Recall the failed partnership between Nina and Carly Spencer, which promised mutual gain but dissolved into bitter accusations and regret. Our theory is that Nina might draw lessons from that fiasco, approaching this truce with Michael with a newfound caution, perhaps even seeking advice from an unexpected confidant like Ava Jerome, who knows a thing or two about navigating treacherous alliances. Meanwhile, Michael might lean on Jason Morgan for strategic input, tapping into Jason's knack for outsmarting enemies without losing sight of family loyalties. We envision late-night strategy sessions at the Corinthos compound, maps and documents strewn across the table as they anticipate Drew's every countermove. There's also buzz about a wildcard, Rocco Falconeri, a young but perceptive member of the extended family, who might overhear a crucial detail about Drew's plans and tip the scales in Nina and Michael's favor. Every element of this plot teeters on a knife's edge, promising viewers a front-row seat to a battle of wits and wills. As this unlikely partnership unfolds, the potential consequences ripple far beyond the immediate players, threatening to reshape the intricate web of relationships in Port Charles. If Nina and Michael manage to expose Drew's lies, it could trigger a domino effect, Willow reclaiming her autonomy, Wiley healing from emotional wounds, and even Mayor Collins launching a broader crackdown on corruption tied to Drew's shady dealings. Our sources hint at a dramatic confrontation at a public event, perhaps a charity gala at the Quartermain mansion, where Nina and Michael unveil their evidence before a shocked crowd, stripping Drew of his carefully crafted image. However, failure looms as a grim possibility. If their alliance falters, Drew could spin the narrative to paint them as vindictive liars, further entrenching his influence over Willow and the community. We also speculate on a subplot involving Professor Henry Hank Dalton, a scholarly figure in town with rumored ties to Drew's Esplanade project, who might hold a key piece of information if Nina or Michael can win his trust. The stakes couldn't be higher, and every decision they make will echo through the lives of those they love. Next, we will explore the tumultuous journey of Brook Lynn Quartermain as her burning anger toward Lula Spencer drives her down a dangerous and potentially disastrous path of revenge in Port Charles. This unfolding drama is laden with shocking revelations, fractured family ties, and moral dilemmas that promise to keep viewers on the edge of their seats. We've expanded on this gripping storyline with creative rephrasing, inventive new details, and a deeper look into the emotional stakes and complex dynamics at play. Join us as we navigate the messy web of secrets, betrayals, and unintended consequences surrounding Brook Lynn's vendetta and its impact on those caught in the crossfire. The atmosphere in Port Charles is thick with tension as Brook Lynn Quartermain finds herself consumed by a fiery resentment toward Lula Spencer, a rival from days past whose recent actions have upended her life. We completely empathize with Brook Lynn's frustration. Her world was rocked when Lulu uncovered a long-buried secret about Giovanni Joe Palmieri being the grown son of Brook Lynn and Dante Falconeri. Our sources reveal that Lulu's confrontation with Lois Trullo during a charged backstage moment at the nurses' ball inadvertently allowed Joe to overhear the life-altering truth about his parentage. The fallout was immediate and devastating, with Joe reeling from the shock, his sense of identity shattered like glass. Brook Lynn, witnessing her son's pain, points the finger squarely at Lulu, blaming her for thrusting Joe into this emotional maelstrom. To add salt to the wound, Joe has begun pulling away from his mother, seeking solace in Lulu's company instead, a development that stokes Brook Lynn's fury even further. Our insider intel suggests that Brook Lynn stumbled upon Joe and Lulu sharing a quiet, bonding moment at Kelly's diner, laughing over shared stories, which only deepened her sense of betrayal. This potent mix of heartbreak and jealousy has set Brook Lynn on a collision course with vengeance, but at what cost to her family and herself? Brook Lynn's thirst for retribution is palpable, fueled by a desire to expose Lulu as a hypocrite who hides behind a facade of honesty as a mother. Lulu often portrays herself as a pillar of truthfulness, someone who would never deceive her own children with monumental secrets, yet Brook Lynn knows otherwise. Our exclusive scoop indicates that Brook Lynn has been relentless in her investigation into a dark chapter involving Britt Westburn and the controversial stolen embryo scandal. She's unearthed damning evidence that Britt gave birth to Ben Westburn, a child tied to a surrogacy arrangement that Lulu and Dante have kept hidden from their son, Rocco Falconeri. We've learned that Brook Lynn possesses old hospital records and a cryptic letter from Britt's estate, which could serve as the key to blowing this secret wide open. Her plan? To reveal this hidden truth and tarnish Lulu's image as a trustworthy parent in Rocco's eyes. While this bombshell may not carry the same earth-shattering weight as Gio's parentage revelation, it's poised to shake Rocco's perception of his family, potentially driving a wedge between him and his parents. Our speculation hints at a dramatic scene at the Spencer house where Rocco might confront Lulu with tears and accusations, questioning why such a significant piece of his origin story was kept in the shadows. However, Brook Lynn's crusade against Lulu raises serious questions about whether she's fully considered the ripple effects of her actions. On the surface, her goal is to punish Lulu, but the collateral damage could be catastrophic, especially for young Rocco, who is already navigating the complexities of learning he's Gio's half-brother. Unlike Gio's revelation, which altered his entire sense of self, Rocco's biological parentage remains unchanged, yet the emotional betrayal of being kept in the dark could still wound him deeply. We've heard whispers of a potential schoolyard incident where Rocco, feeling deceived, might lash out at peers or even withdraw into himself. A heartbreaking consequence of adult conflict spilling into his young life. Brook Lynn's tunnel vision on revenge seems to blind her to the harm she's inflicting on an innocent teenager, leading many General Hospital fans to wonder if she's crossing an unforgivable line. Our sources suggest a poignant moment where Brook Lynn, in a rare pause, gazes at old photos of Rocco and Joe together at a family picnic, briefly questioning if her anger is worth the pain it might cause, but will this fleeting doubt deter her from her mission? The nature of Brook Lynn's scheme adds an even darker layer to this saga, as it's not a case of Rocco accidentally stumbling into her plot. This involvement is deliberate and central to her strategy. Her intent to sever Lulu's close bond with Rocco by exposing the surrogacy secret feels particularly cruel, targeting a kind-hearted boy who's only recently begun to grapple with his expanded family tree. Our insider reports paint a vivid picture of Brook Lynn meticulously planning this reveal, perhaps orchestrating a public moment at a town event like the upcoming Port Charles Harvest Festival to ensure maximum impact on Lulu's reputation. But this calculated move is almost certain to backfire spectacularly. Joe, who values family despite his own struggles, will likely be appalled by Brook Lynn's willingness to drag Rocco into this mess and hurt Lulu, someone he's grown close to. We envision a heated confrontation at the Quartermain mansion where Joe passionately defends Rocco's right to peace, accusing Brook Lynn of prioritizing spite over love. Furthermore, if Rocco turns against Dante over the concealed truth about his birth, Brook Lynn will unwittingly deepen Dante's anguish, jeopardizing the strong father-son bond he cherishes with Rocco at a time when he's already struggling to connect with Joe. The stakes escalate as past grievances between Brook Lynn and Dante resurface amidst this brewing storm. Dante has already expressed hurt over Brook Lynn's decision to keep her pregnancy with Joe a secret over 2 decades ago, a wound that still festers beneath their attempts at reconciliation. Our latest intel reveals that Dante recently proposed a united front with Brook Lynn to rebuild trust with Joe, perhaps through shared family outings or heartfelt conversations at the local park, a plan now at risk due to her reckless pursuit of vengeance. The revelation about Rocco's birth circumstances, which came to light in the June 26th episode, threatens to detonate like a grenade in their fragile truce. We've uncovered a rumor that Dante might stumble upon Brook Lynn's stash of evidence, those hospital records and Britt's letter hidden in a locked drawer at her office, leading to a emotional showdown where he pleads with her to abandon this destructive path. Will Brook Lynn's impulsive plot not only alienate Joe and Rocco but also shatter any hope of mending her co-parenting relationship with Dante, leaving her more isolated than ever? Adding intrigue to this tangled web, there's a whisper of an unexpected allier adversary entering the fray, potentially altering the course of Brook Lynn's vendetta. Our speculation introduces Professor Henry Hank Dalton, a scholarly figure in Port Charles with a rumored past connection to Britt Westburn during her medical career. Hank may hold obscure knowledge about the embryo scandal, perhaps in the form of a journal Britt entrusted to him, which could either corroborate Brook Lynn's findings or debunk them entirely, depending on his motives. We imagine a clandestine meeting at the university library where Hank, with a cryptic smile, hints at information that might force Brook Lynn to rethink her strategy if she can convince him to share it. Meanwhile, Rocco himself could become an unwitting catalyst, confiding in a close friend at school who spreads the rumor further, amplifying the chaos. The community of Port Charles, from the Quartermains to the Falconers, watches with bated breath as this personal vendetta threatens to unravel years of fragile peace, with every choice Brook Lynn makes carrying the weight of irreversible consequences. Thank you for joining us on ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel as we delved into the explosive drama of Brook Lynn Quartermain's revenge plot against Lulu Spencer. This storyline is a masterclass in the messy, heartbreaking intersections of family, secrets, and retribution that define life in Port Charles. What do you think? Will Brook Lynn come to her senses before irreparable damage is done, or is this the beginning of her downfall? Share your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned for more updates on this and every thrilling twist General Hospital has in store. Until next time, keep watching for the drama that never relents.